Anyways, Emily.
Hi.
Emily, can I call you Meredith? Can I call you like as a joke? Can I keep going
Totally.
with it? Okay.
Totally. Let's
Because
roll
you
with
seem
it.
to be cool with it. So I'm going to just go with Meredith.
it.
You're here from Vancouver visiting family, but you're originally from Edmonton.
I am originally from Edmonton.
So Emily, Meredith, whatever you want us to call you. I know we met in 2003 or 4, I want to say. Like, was it about?
I want to say more like 2006.
Okay.
I'd say.
I thought it was closer to 10-year mark. So I've known you for 10 years. I know
over 10
you're a
years.
big fitness is a huge part of your life.
Yes,
And that's all we see on your social media. You're very active in that. So take us to, without having to scroll down your lifeline too much, take us to the beginning stages of when you decided that fitness and being healthy, being at the gym, being strong was a part of your life.
Well, I started like actually hitting the gym when I was 16. My aunt actually took me to the gym. I was kind of like at a low place in my life, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know what? You need to start getting in the gym. You need to start working out. She started teaching me a couple things, like, you know, just a few free weights here and there. And that's when I started like learning how to work out. And then it kind of was just like a everyday part of my life. And then when I was about 22, I met a girlfriend of mine that I worked at Earl's with. Her name was Amber, and she was doing fitness competitions. I'm not sure if you know who Amber is. You've probably met her before.
If I saw a picture or something, I might recognize it, like most people. But
yeah, so she was the one that really took me to like the next level. She was a fitness competitor, and I was like, well, teach me your ways, like teach me what to do. So that's when I started getting a lot more serious into the gym, became really passionate about it. I started watching what I eat. I learned about like protein and carbohydrates and fat and what that actually all meant and how to apply that to working out. And then I just got into working out, and about 2 years later, I decided that I wanted to enter my first fitness competition. And then since then, it's pretty much just been like it's turned into such a huge passion in my life. So that's
really apparent. But when you first got into working out, did you already feel like you had a natural attraction to eating healthy and being fit? Or was it something that somebody introduced you to it, you fell in love with it, or was it something that you worked into?
Well, my entire life, I've always been like a very healthy person. My parents raised me really well on like always knowing the importance of vegetables and fruits. Like I've always been a healthy person, I guess you could say. Like it's not like I went from, you know, not knowing how to eat to like knowing how to eat now. Like I didn't eat fast food, and you know, I wasn't unhealthy in that way. But so I guess I was always kind of naturally healthy anyways, but this kind of just took it to the next level, like learning more knowledge about it.
You've been doing it since what age?
Doing what?
Like working
out? 16.
So that was the story you were saying. It was around 16 you were introduced to it.
Yeah.
Lifted weights.
Yeah.
Do you play any sports?
No, I didn't play any sports.
So you're one of those no sports, just stay healthy, be fit, work out.
Totally.
And you coach?
Yes.
Online?
I do online. I do online coaching. I do one-on-one personal training also in our gym in Port Coquitlam.
Where's that?
It's in Port Coquitlam.
Where's that?
It's about 45 minutes out of Vancouver.
Okay, why are you laughing? I don't know where that is.
That's okay. It's
the way it sounded. Yeah, sorry. My questions come off very vulgar sometimes, but
no, it's okay.
I'm trying to figure it out as you're speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 45 minutes outside of Vancouver.
Yeah, so
you live there now.
Yeah, that's where I live now. Yeah, so Vancouver, like the lower mainland in Vancouver is filled with like, you know, tons of other cities. So there's the Tri-Cities where I live in. Port Coquitlam, to be exact, is where I live. And we opened up a gym there a year ago.
What's it called?
It's called West Coast Iron.
You and?
Well, I'm not an actual partner. My boyfriend has 4 other partners. Mm-hmm. That's actually a really crazy story we can talk about too, how the gym all came about. Yeah. But October 15th, 2017 is when they opened it up. And I pretty much feel like it's my gym. Like I was there from the very start. We did everything. We like renovated it. We cleaned it. We like I was basically there when it began. So I feel like it's just as much my gym as it is their gym.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I know.
Since conception.
Totally. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
And your boyfriend's also like obviously very fit, and I think he competed or competes.
Yes, he has been bodybuilding since he started working out when he was 16. He competed for a really long time, and so he's been in it forever.
What's the body like of obviously you guys are the couple that both have been on stage, bikinis on, tanned up, looking their absolute best. What do you say to those people that look at couples that are absolutely fit and they kind of match each other that way, where chubby couples might match themselves another way? I was a chubby couple guy too. You know what I mean? Like everybody's got their look. What's the stigma around that? Like what do you have to say to people that might look at that and be like, oh, they're together just because they're fit, they're both in great shape, or some cliche?
Well, I mean, the thing is if you're dating someone that's fit, you are probably going to be fit too, because I feel like when you're dating someone that's fit, they live a certain lifestyle.
Oh, so especially if you're close, that they're just going to take on everything you do. So naturally, hey, I'm going to the gym. I'm coming. I'm your fucking boyfriend or girl, whatever, right?
But I feel like if you start dating someone, so say like a guy starts dating me and he doesn't work out. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, like this is my schedule. You know, I train 5-6 days a week. Like it's such a big priority to me. I feel like that guy and I wouldn't even like start working well because of the lifestyle.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like you're dating someone that lives a healthy lifestyle is like, you don't really go after someone that lives a healthy lifestyle unless you live a healthy lifestyle yourself.
Because you know that those hurdles are coming.
Totally.
In that
you know, and dating someone that lives the same lifestyle as you is just so, like, it's so important, I think.
It's so much easier.
Oh, it's so much easier.
How easy is it for me to say that, you know, when somebody says, oh, would you date a Lebanese person over anybody else? Of course I fucking would. It's a little bit easier. I want to eat a certain food. Easier. It's there.
Totally.
The conversation, the quick wittiness to being at events, funerals, weddings, any of community events that you want to go to, especially if you're a part of one, it just makes life easier.
Exactly.
Is that how love is chosen? Hell no.
No.
We all know that. Is it chosen because somebody's got the same fitness level you do, and that's why you've made your decision? So none of that applies. That's a package. I get that. But
totally, a
lot of people have said that, you know, being Lebanese and being with somebody that's Lebanese must be easier. That's because it is. It's totally. It's a no-brainer. So for you, having a fit boyfriend is also...
It's a no-brainer. But yeah, we totally get the comments like, oh, all you guys do is work out? Yeah. And I'm like, well...
Does he bench press you and you try to squat him?
Totally. And yeah, there is definitely a lot of stigma around fit couples, because it's like, oh, you guys must not have any fun. You guys must just like, you know, only like eat this.
Do you guys have lots of fun?
Of course.
No, like fun?
Like fun?
Fun.
Like to find fun.
You know what I'm talking about? Fun.
Yeah, like there's a lot of different things that can be fun.
But is it funner because you guys are fit? Is your sex better because you guys are fit?
Definitely.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it funner?
Are
you guys making it funner because you have that stamina, or are you such gym gurus that by the time you get home, your lifestyle is so tiring that you don't really do, you know, many activities? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that too personal of a question?
No,
I'm just throwing it out there.
Not at all.
I know you look like you can take on the world with any question I throw at you.
Totally.
That's one of them.
So definitely the stamina is higher, right? When you work out, you release endorphins. You naturally have more energy. You naturally feel better about yourself. Like, how much more confident does someone feel when they, you know, take care of their bodies, they're in shape?
So much more confident.
Like, and that confidence is really important in a relationship, I think, because, you know, when you're in a relationship with someone and you don't feel confident with your body, then, I mean, like, other things are going to be affected, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think working out and taking care of your body definitely makes things a lot funner. To answer your question.
I met somebody once that I took out to dinner. This was a while ago. This was years ago. But I remember taking her out somewhere just for a quick bite to eat. It was our first time getting to know each other. So
Was she Lebanese?
No, she wasn't. She wasn't. And so we went out. We had we didn't have a drink because she was competing at the time and working out. So she didn't have anything. She had a breast of chicken with I forget what they put on it. Like, it was just nothing. It was nothing. She said, that's what I'm limited to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, all good. You know, it's we haven't talked before. We haven't spoken before.
Totally.
So we're together, and that's what she orders. And when it comes to ordering our drink, she wants soda, like just a soda water or something like that with a lemon or I don't know. So that's what she's ordered. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't mind not eating like this because this is actually probably a great idea. Just a breast of chicken, it's a soda water. That would, you know, how fit would I feel after that? But to have it done over and over again because she's constantly in that mode gets tiring for a guy that doesn't want that lifestyle. So it only makes sense that you and your man have to be on the same page.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to be living the lifestyle, and by lifestyle I mean like 365 days a year, versus what it's like when you're actually like preparing for a competition.
Do you take any time off?
What do you mean?
Like, is there a month to a year where you actually don't go to the gym? Or is this truly a lifestyle of 4 to 5 days a week, every week, no Christmas off? No. Really?
Well, I mean, I do take time off. Like for a while there, about 6 years, I didn't take any time off when I competed for 6 years straight, basically. And I didn't take any time off, but I felt at that point, I didn't appreciate and I didn't really understand the importance of rest, like taking a week off, because my body needs it, not like go all the time, you know, never take any time off. Yeah. But when it comes to just like, you know, going to the gym, and it's a part of my life. Like, I go on Christmas, I go on holidays, like when I go away.
So sometimes you'll take 3-4 days off.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Totally.
And how do you feel when you do that? Is it that strong of an addiction where a week or two goes by and if you haven't gone to the gym, you go absolutely apeshit?
No, I used to do that. I'd feel like, oh, if I don't go, you know, I'm gonna like lose my progress, or if I eat something that day, then maybe I'll gain weight, like that crazy mentality. But now I take days off all the time, and I don't even think about it, because that's my lifestyle. I know in a day or two I'll just go right back to it, right?
And so this has been going on since 16.
I would say since about 22 is the consistency of going to the gym.
Yeah. Makes sense.
When I was 16, I just more so learned like how to do things in the gym. Yeah.
So online coaching, I've never taken that. I don't even know how it works. So for people that haven't, you know, had conversations about it before, or understand it, what is online coaching? Take me through it. What would I have to do?
So basically, online coaching is, to me, this is my definition of it. I think it's more than just like giving someone a nutrition plan and a training program. Like, I feel like online coaching is sort of like online fitness coaching / life coaching, because when you're working with someone online, I feel like you need to connect with them on like a deeper level versus just like working with someone like one-on-one personal training. So online coaching is basically, you know, you're talking to someone via online. So that's like the communication you have with them, you know, phone calls, Skype calls, whatever you prefer. And then you're assisting them with their nutrition and their training, like through programs, etc. You're not actually meeting them in person, but I will also, you know, create videos for my clients so they can understand the exercises.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. So I find that it's like a good outlet, because not all people have time to go to the gym, right?
Do a lot of people work out from home?
Yeah.
I find that I get pretty good results doing it at home, if I can do it at home.
Totally. So online coaching, for people that want online coaching, I will say they definitely have to have that motivation to go to the gym, you know, or go do a workout at home by themselves, right? When you're working with someone one-on-one, like, you're accountable to them, so you have to go and meet them at the gym. But if you're doing it on your own, you have to, you know, have that motivation to go yourself. But yeah, I find that a lot of people they may not have time to go to the gym because, you know, they're too busy. And so having like an at-home workout or something at home is so much more doable.
It's funny because you'll work out at home for 20 minutes. If you actually put you know, go change, brush your teeth, shower, whatever you got to do, go stand in front of the TV, you know, turn up the heat, do 100 squats, do whatever, deadlifts, do whatever you got around you, you know, use the arm bands or those rubber bands that you know, you do shoulders with or something like that. So you do that for 20, 30 minutes, it leads to other things that day. So to eating better, sleeping early that day, knowing that you'd like to try that sort of same start again. Once you get into that habit, it's, you know, they say it takes 30 days to build a habit and 90 days to make it permanent. I don't know. But I think those are the numbers. So you're pretty close. You just need to hit it out of the park for about 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. And then you can develop a lifestyle like that. But right off the hop, it's hard to do all the time.
It can be tough, you know, just making it a part of your routine, right?
What do you provide extra as a coach? Like, what makes you different than the next guy, like somebody who's as fit as Chris? If I wanted him to train me, and he's like, you know what, bro, I could just whatever. We could do it for, you know, half that price. What's the difference between a coach like that's just trying it out there, or not even charging because he's a friend, than a coach online? Like, would I need a coach online if I had a friend like Chris?
Well, I mean, I feel like having someone online with the right education that knows what they're doing is really important. I also feel like when you work, it is a little bit different for men and women, definitely. I feel like what makes me like a good coach is I really care about my clients. I really want to give, like, I really want to figure out like what it is that's, you know, making them so they are not losing weight, you know, because it's more than just going to the gym and eating. Like, there's such a deeper level. And I feel like as a coach, I want to tackle that. And I really want to figure out why they're having these problems. You know, I offer my clients a lot of like support. You know, I talk to them quite a bit. Like, I really give them a lot of accountability, you know, because I feel like people really need that in the beginning. Like, they need someone to keep them accountable, and having that person to keep them accountable is what's going to make them that much more successful.
So if somebody contacts you and doesn't want to be trained by you, wants a male trainer, could they hire your boyfriend? Are you guys doing it together? Is this a business where you guys are united together?
No, we have our totally separate businesses. He does a lot more like bodybuilding coaching. So basically he coaches guys for bodybuilding competitions. I do that as well. Not guys, girls, obviously, but that's like not the main focus of my business. The main focus is my business is just like coaching lifestyle people, just regular people that want to get in shape. But yeah, like if a guy came to me, I mean, he could definitely help him, but we are like running two separate businesses on our own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he in Edmonton with you?
No, he's not in Edmonton with me right now.
You spent New Year's back home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just came right after?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because when we were talking.
Well, I came home for Christmas. I was home for Christmas, and then we went back to Vancouver. Well, Port Coquitlam, not exactly Vancouver.
Yeah. We know where that is now, thanks to Chris and his attitude. Because that's why I kept pushing with that question, because every time I get dirty looks, I go with my gut.
Yeah.
You know, especially if they're like, what are you saying?
It's okay.
You know
Now you know.
Yeah.
You know of a new place.
You learned something
whatever. New today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went. We were back home in Vancouver. We spent New Year's there, and then I came back out to Edmonton. Yeah, I come out to Edmonton quite a bit.
Edmonton's glad to have you. We have some sun.
Thank you.
So,
I know.
Yeah, could be the son of Meredith. You know. You know what? Did you save my name as Meredith? Yeah, I do that to everybody. When I go to save somebody's name in my phone, I usually put their first, middle last name, social
insurance number. I was just gonna say you probably have that too, hey?
Yeah, like I didn't even save it. That's how little I save nowadays. You know what I mean? With social media.
So I feel like sometimes your phone just adds like contacts to your list, and it's like
Facebook just really wants you to have
Oh,
friends.
Facebook knows everything.
All
though.
Facebook wants is for you to be a popular person. Please be popular. Like, please
But
be popular. Put yourself out there.
Yeah,
Tell us
please
what you're doing
tell
today.
us exactly what
When
you're
is your
doing.
birthday? And who are these friends that also see that it's my birthday?
Yeah.
And everybody's connected. And it's just Facebook just loves to bring people together.
Oh, it doesn't.
Are they bringing us together to blow us up one day? Like mind fuck us so bad that we all die?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
And then
Or I could be totally wrong, and this is just another form of entertainment. You had your movies before, your Walkmans, your Facebook, your Instagram. We're just going to keep giving you games, your PS4s. Virtual reality will be a huge thing.
Oh my god.
So I think social media will still be social media,
Yeah.
but just through virtual reality.
Oh, I
you know what I
completely
mean?
agree. We will have a chip in our brains. We won't even have phones anymore. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, man, we're not far from those movies
Oh,
where you got a little
it's
scanner in
scary.
your hand. What do you mean it's scary? You're already doing it.
I know, it's weird. It's like
You're in the rabbit hole.
I know. And we're getting
What?
there.
It exists already.
Yeah. The fact that you can walk around with your debit card and slap it on a machine and automatically takes your money identifying it's you or to make that purchase.
I know, it's
that,
so
That quick
weird.
of a slap is now just going to be translated into your
chip.
That's all it is.
I
It's
know.
the same thing. You're already doing it.
I know, but it'll be like it'll be a part of our bodies, which is just so weird to me.
100 it already is.
I know. You're
Can my cell phone be any more a part of my body?
Totally.
It's next to me on a fucking podcast.
24/7. Yeah, you have to have it there, right?
Even
but
though
why do we have to have it there?
let's make sure they know that it's
off.
it's off.
Yeah, oh, definitely off.
But so I think that's kind of where we're going. But online coaching, I wanted to go back to that and
Yeah.
ask you, what is like? Do you guys start texting each other back and forth? So is it truly online coaching, or is it you got my number now, I got yours, you're making sure I'm up, you're making sure I'm eating this, you're sending
Yeah.
me to a website? Does it become personal like that, where my online coach all of a sudden isn't so much online, they're texting me now
Yeah.
in the morning, good night, maybe a heart? I'm serious.
Yeah.
What if it, like, for women out there that are afraid that a woman coach couldn't coach a man without these connections being built?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just online, truly online? Or by online, do you mean that this is how we met, now I'm helping him get fit? You know what I mean? There's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm saying you have a boyfriend, so I know you don't look for that. But maybe for a single coach, do you find that
Oh, I know what you're saying. Well, I
might
mean,
eventually introduce you to the right
you
person?
know what's so funny that you say that
What?
is my boyfriend.
Yeah.
He coached me for all my competitions.
I
And
love when Omar
he-
nails it out of the park. You see why I ask these questions?
Yes, this is such
They're
a,
there, they exist. I didn't know that about you, but
Yeah.
but you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Okay.
So that's funny because like my boyfriend, he has been coaching people for a very long time. And when I first did my first competition, he was my coach because he was my roommate's coach, my girlfriend I was mentioning earlier, Amber. And then he started coaching me, and look at us now. So, but I would have.
How long have you guys been together for?
It'll be 7 years in April. Oh, that's great. What is
Congratulations. 7 years is a
Yeah.
huge number.
that? I know.
We are sponsored by Vocalese. It's a honey throat spray. It's all natural. Okay, so most people
like
think
honey, as in like Beehive podcast. Like there's a connection there. I
obviously
feel.
there's a connection. Obviously, you're dressed up as a bee. You got
I
black
know.
and yellow.
It's
I love how you
perfect,
did that on
hey?
purpose.
I totally and
Yeah.
the pants. Oh, they probably can't see that, but
Yeah.
yellow pants.
You want to stand up on the chair?
I really wanted. We could have done a workout on
Right?
the table.
Just put your leg
Oh wait,
right on
hold
the.
on.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Can you see the yellow?
Yeah, there you go. Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, Bumblebee.
Right? I was trying to be festive.
Well, I appreciate it. But try this.
Okay.
It helps with the vocal cords.
I just want to ginger. Ooh, echinacea. That's great because you know what? Every time I come to Edmonton, I feel like I get sick because it's so cold here usually.
They say it helps with that you know.
Oh,
Yeah. The hardest one to ever spray it was Zach Klassen.
hardest?
Yeah, like he gave it.
So I'm going to outdo him
Yeah,
then,
remember
obviously.
that, Chris?
How many sprays did he have?
Oh, he hit two
so
good
if
ones.
I hit 3, then I can beat him.
Yeah, but then you guys owe me some money because that Vocalese ain't cheap.
Okay.
Actually, I have another
You know
one.
what? I'll match him and I'll do two so
Okay,
that, you know,
okay.
we both.
One more.
Okay.
Thank you, Vocalese.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully it feels a little better as we go on.
Oh, I feel great.
Go on with the chlorophyll.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we were talking
From
about the
a movie.
story about my boyfriend coaching me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how you just that just came.
So
in.
that's right. I nailed
You've-
that.
Yeah, you've had a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was coaching me, and then we were both single at the same time.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know how it happened. We just, like, we started talking a little bit more, and I was like, I think I like him. And
Yeah.
I would have never thought in a million years that Ron Partlow, never. Like, we just,
Yeah.
like, he was in a relationship. He was my coach.
Yeah.
And then it led to that. So
Yeah.
about when you're coaching people and you're talking to them a lot, I mean, that could easily happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm living proof.
It's a easy connection. Come on, man.
Totally.
Why do you think some people fall in love with their secretaries? It's no secret.
No.
That, this man who, you know, the 9-to-5ers and the office, if you have an attractive receptionist and you're coming to work, you're spending time with that person every day. So whether you're coaching them, whether you're at work with them, whether
Totally.
you train with, whether you run with them, whether you're a part of a soccer club, or sometimes they meet at their kids, for the single parents, sometimes they meet at their kids' recreational games, practices, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's who you're spending time with. So the fact that that's how you guys met and he coached you, but he wasn't single at the time, became single, you were single,
Yeah.
you hit it off. It's just
Crazy.
so natural.
It's so natural.
That you would expect me to go there. So yeah, I got it
Yeah,
right,
you
but
totally got it right.
and most people would.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Most people would get it right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. It's a crazy story. So yeah, coaching, you are pretty close. I mean, I don't normally coach a lot of guys, so
Is it mostly women you coach?
Yeah, like I've coached a couple guys, not like online coaching, but I've helped guys with workout programs and nutrition advice and stuff. I kind of find it fun helping guys,
Mm-hmm.
just because they guys respond really well, and I know how to create a good program for someone,
Mm-hmm.
like to build muscle or to put on weight or whatever, and it's kind of fun because guys can eat a lot more food, and I don't know, it's fun, but I primarily help women. Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
Okay.
I figured the whole women thing, by the way, that
Yeah.
you would mainly be helping women.
Yeah.
If I was dating somebody and they were a personal trainer, like, let's try to keep it to women training, eh? What do you think? Yeah, let's try to keep it woman on woman. No, as a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, at least, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Knowing me, I would say it, but I would
In your
definitely
mind?
think that this girl better be training girls. I don't need that shit.
Well, my
So-
boyfriend trains girls, and I'm totally okay with it.
Okay, but that's because you're weird. I'm just saying we're different
I am
because
comfortable.
I'm not.
Okay.
Can you understand
Yeah,
that?
I can totally
Okay.
understand
And I
that.
respect that you guys are. I'm just
Yeah.
saying I'm not.
Yeah, that's okay. Everyone's different.
Okay. But I'm just saying I would try to limit it to more.
Yeah,
Let's
you
try
just
to-
say, let's just
Yeah,
stick
if
with
I was in that position.
mostly
I'm not.
women.
But
yeah, but you know what? Maybe one day you will be.
yeah, we'll see. So anyways, what do you feel about working out to be healthy and to be fit, or working out for an appearance, to look good in something, a new shirt, a new pair of jeans you just bought? What do you feel about showing off your body? Like, you've obviously gone beyond just working out. You've gone beyond just tanning. There's imperfections in people that they know if they fix, they become just a little more confident. Maybe it gets them through an extra door. Maybe it helps them, create something that they wouldn't have had they not otherwise changed that part of
Yes.
them. Whether it's a nose job that I know people have gotten because they're not happy with their nose. Fine, perfectly fine, man. If there's something about you that you want to change, I would want you to pursue changing it if it's within your means.
Totally.
But the other
Completely
day
agree.
I said to Zach, when we brought up reading from that book, which I hope we'll do after,
Yeah.
he said plastic surgery. I said gross. But really in the back of my mind, if I was a woman and I wanted to change something about myself, some men do it. What am I talking about? I know guys that have had hip surgery, which is whatever, fine.
Yeah.
It's liposuction for the hip. And if that makes you feel and look a little bit better, go for it. So I've never had a problem with that. But the other day when he said plastic surgery, I said gross. And that's not true at all. And that when I thought about it, I thought to ask you how you feel about something like that, because I wanted to correct myself. And this was the only time I could do it. Yeah, because I just thought about it now.
Yeah. So I'm totally with you on, if there's something that you feel that if you did, you would feel so much better about yourself, I totally agree. I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like when girls say, yo, I'm going to get this done to myself, or this and that, like I'm going to get my lips done, or, you know, some women are like, I want to get a tummy tuck. And like, there's so many other people that, like, you know, they make fun of them for doing it, or they say, well, no, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not that person. You don't know how it feels to like look a certain way. And I feel like if you want to change something about yourself, do it. Because like, if you're going to feel more confident, then that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like with plastic surgery though, if you like, I mean, there's some things obviously I personally wouldn't do, but just because I personally wouldn't do them doesn't mean that somebody else shouldn't do them, because if that's going to make them feel better about themselves, then, you know, do it.
Have you had any plastic surgery done? We're talking about plastic surgery. Have you done anything to enhance your body?
I have.
You have?
Yes. So I have had the proper term is a breast augmentation. So I've gotten breast implants put in.
Is that what you guys say to help ease the shock of when you say it? Breast what?
Breast augmentation.
Augmentation. Just say boob job.
Yeah, I know.
Don't try to make it sound a little better than what it is. You just made your titties bigger.
But when I'm going anywhere and they say, have you had any plastic surgery done in the last 6 months? I'm not going to be like, got my tits done. Like, I'll be like, breast augmentation.
So you're just going off of what you've had to write down as a description for it.
But, you know, the question that I always get is, do you have your boobs done?
Yeah.
And I don't know how it's just become that question, like, got my boobs done. And that's not even proper, like, boobs done as in implants. But it's just, hey, you got your boobs done?
You know why people say, have you had your boobs done?
Why?
Because if I walked up to you, and not even walked up to you, let's say we're friends, let's say we're hanging out, let's say we bump into each other and we're having a water cooler conversation. You know what I mean? And I look down and I see that your titties got much bigger. You know what I mean? What would be the proper way of saying it? Have you had any breast augmentation done? You'd look at me and be like, Omar, fuck off. You know
I would.
Exactly.
But some women would
so
be
what
like,
if,
yes.
So what if I walked up to you, Emily? What if I walked up to you, Emily Meredith Adams? What if I walked up to you and I said, hey, did you get your boobs done? You would take that so much easier than me saying, have you had breast augmentation? You know what I'm saying?
That would sound like you were like uncomfortable and like, yeah.
But you understand?
Totally.
Have you had your boobs done?
Your boobs done. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
There you go.
I have.
So that's how I would bring it up. So that's why breast augmentation is like, just say boob job. Everybody just agrees with you that a boob job is no different than makeup. Some people contour the ever-living shit out of their face to make it seem like you're inches to the left, inches to the right, longer nose, short. You know what I mean? It's an art now to be a makeup artist. You know what I mean? Now it's so much more fitting. Before, a makeup artist used to be some cover-up, maybe the right color, and that's it. Now you're going into dimensions. You're going into 3D mode. You're going into contouring.
Yes.
That's fine.
Baking.
You want to make your titties bigger? Go ahead. I've changed my face 500 times, let's say somebody might tell you. I've done this and I've tried that and lip injection this. But there's ones that really, really turn me off. If we're talking about plastic surgery, it's when you look at somebody and their ass is literally 4 times the size of their thigh. That is not right.
No,
I can see. I can see the hockey pucks in there. You understand what I'm saying? It's no longer a round booty. It's very. It's like when you pick up your kid's, sack of toys and it's got like the corner sticking out. And you could tell that there's a Lego in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's very obvious and it's disturbing. I don't like that.
No.
But I think if you're going to enhance your body, you're going to do a tummy tuck, you're going to get the makeup done, you're going to get the hair colored. What's the difference there? Somebody just colors their hair or shaves their head. It's like, oh, you just want to be hot, so you got rid of all your hair to be different. That's somebody just changing a drastic thing about their body. As long as it's done safely.
Yes.
Where'd you get it done?
In Edmonton.
Oh, so they do it here. Because everybody that gets it done is always like, I got it done in Mexico this weekend. Or no, seriously, because
that was
maybe
a genuine question.
Yeah, are the doctors able, like, not able? Does it happen often that people get done in Edmonton? Because most.
Absolutely.
Okay, because you know lots of girls.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You know what? It's super.
You're friends with a lot of them.
It's.
You guys have competed together.
Yeah, everyone thinks that there's this, like, I've had girls talk to me about competing, and they ask the question, oh, so if I compete, do I have to get my boobs done? And I'm like, no. They're like, oh, I just automatically thought, you compete, you get your boobs done. I'm like, no.
But you got them done.
Yes.
So what's with this? No, you did it.
Yeah, but it's not like some girls they are like, because you have to look asymmetrical. You have to look like, balanced when you're competing, right?
That's why you do it, of course.
Yes. And some girls naturally have, bigger boobs, and some girls
Hence
don't.
the question she's asking.
Yeah.
Do you think I should get
Yeah.
a little bit of a boob job? Because I'm kind of big in the shoulders and I got no titties. No, seriously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just
Totally.
glad you never went huge. Because I saw your pictures on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I thought they got bigger.
Yes.
As a visual person, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's obvious. But I'm glad you didn't go like.
Well,
Some are like, I want to compete for Guinness World Record.
I know.
28-inch round titties. You know what I mean? You're like, whoa, like slow down. Now
It's
you
like-
need like a walker.
I know.
You know what I
It's
mean?
like you're
So
not a porn star, right?
Yeah, plastic surgery is fine. Just don't
Just
try to break
overdo it.
records.
Yeah.
Just
But you know what? Again, like we're going back to, if it's something that makes you happy, do it.
do you tell somebody with no arm when they get a mechanical one put in? You're like, you just spent all that money to change that about yourself because you felt something was missing. It's like,
Yeah,
something was
something
missing.
was
A big part of
missing.
my life.
Yeah.
If a bigger chest gets me that perfect picture, that perfect promo, that perfect opportunity, without using it, we're not talking about using it for sex, obviously. We're talking about plastic surgery to use it to better one's confidence and their self-worth in their own head. That makes them take action in a way where it gets them ahead. That's fine. You use that for something.
Totally.
No different than a guy with no arm that wants a mechanical one put in because he feels like something is missing
and
to him.
Something actually is missing.
But visually something is missing.
Yes, exactly.
So does that make it all that different? Because, we can see that it's missing. So now it's, something actually missing rather than, hey man, something's missing. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Looking inside.
Totally.
I'm making a good point here.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I'll
I
make sure you're
agree.
paying attention. No,
I'm
but you
just
understand
totally not paying attention at all.
You understand what I'm saying about plastic surgery?
Yeah.
I got it out there. I said my piece. Totally okay with it. If you're asking me, I know you didn't ask me, but I felt like I needed to talk about plastic surgery because we kind of
talked about in the other one.
No, we don't even talk about it. And when I did, like I said gross, but that's not how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I am not grossed out by plastic surgery in the least. I'm just saying you can take it too far. So slow the fuck down.
You can take it
Don't
too
break
far.
records.
Just do what makes you happy.
Exactly.
Yes.
So the woman doesn't wear makeup and you're not a makeup person. I appreciate your natural beauty.
Thank
Some
you.
girls do their makeup unbelievable and I appreciate how amazing they look. So do I want makeup or no makeup as a guy? Is the person confident? That's
the
pretty
most important
attractive.
thing.
I need you to be confident.
Yes.
Just don't gross me out with any weird shit on your body. But to do whatever you got to do, period.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to be confident. That's where that's what I try to tell women about, like when they start working out. Do you realize how much more confident you're going to be if you feel a little bit better about yourself?
I want to be confident.
You're not confident right now?
Not right now.
Why?
Not gym confident.
That's okay though.
I mean, I'm a confident person, but that's different. I'm talking about physically confident. If we're talking about changing ourselves, if we're talking about plastic surgery, being more fit, yes, I need more confidence in that department.
Why?
Because I'm eating like an absolute pig. I'm a vegetarian still.
Are
but boy,
you?
the cheese and the bread, I can't stay away from.
How long have you been a vegetarian for?
It's like when somebody asks me that, I think about like a relationship. It's been on and off for about. That's because that's how being a vegetarian is. We all slip up. I'm a hypocrite. I'm telling you. I want everybody to be vegetarian if they can.
Okay.
But I'm not being that leader. But
So-
I'm not calling it out because I want to be. I'm just saying I have that relationship with being a vegetarian, like an on-off one.
Oh,
for
you have
about
an on and off relationship.
about 2 years.
Okay.
To answer your question.
So when you say vegetarian,
Yeah.
do you mean that you don't eat any animal products? Or
No.
you eat, so you still have dairy?
Yeah.
Do you still eat fish?
Even though I'm lactose intolerant, so it's such an easy
Ooh.
exit for me. It's like, you're a
Literally.
vegetarian, just don't have this shit. Bye-bye. You know what I mean? You move on. But I'm such a dope that I'm going against that because I love, what's that cheese, man? Those Italians have the white one with the thin white crust on it. What's it called, man?
Is it brie?
Yes.
Oh, and then you put it
My
on a
God.
cracker?
You ever warmed up brie on a cracker?
No.
I can, you laugh, man. You laugh, but I could do that for hours.
Then how do you feel after?
Oh, not good.
Not good.
Not good. No.
No.
I feel very bloated, very gassy.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
Not very tasty one.
So what do you eat for protein then if you're vegetarian?
Oh man, I'm not even at that stage. I'm just at that stage where I'm trying to tag along for a little bit of a sweat just to get something going before I call up my friend Emily Meredith and say, hey, can you send me a program? I need something. Like, I'm eating my
eating
avocados. I'm
cheese.
eating all the right things. I love avocado.
Yeah.
It's the bread and the cheese.
You just love it.
That is absolute murder to me. But it's hard to stay away from that with my cultural background. Bread's such a big thing, you know?
Yeah.
All kinds of bread. I wish it was just one bread. I see a croissant and I'm like, gaga. You know what I mean? Like, there is something about a croissant that's just like, God
Because
damn.
it tastes good. And it gives you that like
Right?
feel good feeling. Yeah.
But what really feels good is being in shape.
Yeah.
And grabbing anything out of your closet and feeling like
Yeah.
you can conquer the world.
Totally.
Going for a run with a kid and not feeling embarrassed. I have hockey tonight at 8:50. Oh my God, I forgot the time. 8:45. I have hockey tonight that I got to go to. That's going to be a nice workout for me. So I'm doing
that's
these
great.
right things,
Yeah.
but we go back to consistency. That's it.
Yes.
Omar needs to
Consistency
find
is
that.
huge.
That's one department I wish I had. That's what I'm talking about.
It's like a muscle though. Consistency is a muscle. You have to keep doing it.
muscle
keep
memory. How do you feel
practicing
about
it.
that?
Muscle memory in like our bodies.
Come on.
Yeah.
You're an online coach.
Yeah.
You're a fitness guru. When I say muscle memory, you know what we mean. We mean like
Yes.
if I've been in great shape before,
It
which
will
I
come
have,
back.
will it
Yes.
come back faster? And what is muscle memory? I just say it because I feel like it's right and makes sense and I've heard it before. But what
Yeah.
is muscle memory?
So basically when you've built muscle, like it takes a really long time for your body to lose muscle. Like when you build it. So if you've worked out before, like say you were really into weightlifting like 5 years ago and you stop weightlifting, like you will lose a little bit of it. But once you start working out again and lifting those weights, your muscle will come back. Like it doesn't just go away. Like I feel like everyone has this misconception like, oh, if I stop working out, I'm totally going to lose it all. Like no, once you build muscle, like it doesn't just go away. It's still there. So if you were someone that, like I said, worked out a lot, had some pretty good muscle already to begin with, and then you stop working out for a while, you'll work out again and it'll still come back. Like you didn't lose it.
You believe that?
Totally believe it. I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to give my 2 cents
Okay.
on why I think muscle memory does, like in the process, like the lifeline of muscle memory.
Okay. What's your opinion?
And I'm no doctor, right? So
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not an expert in these fields, but I think what happens, if I'm not mistaken, is when you work out a muscle
Yeah.
and it gets really big, right? And it stretches out whether it's your bicep, your shoulders, that is muscle that you're not creating. In a sense, you are creating it, but you're taking a muscle that exists and working it out in such a manner that you're inflating it. It becomes bigger. You're stretching it out. You're
Yeah.
damaging it.
Yeah.
That's what that being sore is. That's your
Yeah,
muscles
totally.
building building a new fabric on top of itself to make it stronger because of the stretching it's been through.
Yeah.
So once you get to a point where you lose some of that and that muscle shrinks again, well, that stretch is still created. It's still there. It's just shrunk. It's like a balloon. When you
Yeah.
stretch it back out, you might bring it back to where it was before. But then the next time around I stretch it, I bet you it'll be just a lot easier and faster.
Totally.
So you working out before, stretch your muscles to the point where if you take some time off, come back to it, it'll be like, aha,
Yes.
we've been here, right?
Yes.
How do you feel about that, Chris? Is that, but I'm no expert, but I believe that's what true muscle memory is.
Like the technical term.
It's just a stretched out muscle that you've blown up again. This time that balloon is much easier to stretch out. It's been there.
But yeah, and when people say that, sometimes it just means, will my muscle come back if I, if I've stopped working out and then I start again.
I'll take you one step further into this
Okay.
rabbit hole. What about memory, as in psychological memory that's instilled in your head from you being at the gym? I have looked at myself in the mirror before and I seen a shredded Omar. I seen my best me.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. My muscle memory, of course, will exist for the simple reasons I just gave, but would it go further than that, where because I've been there in my mind, I have seen myself in the mirror. I've been at the gym. I've been sweaty. I've been that guy. I've been listening to Rocky walking around the gym, acting like a damn superstar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had those moments. So would my muscle memory just come back a lot faster? Also because psychologically, I
because
was
you've
there.
visually seen it before.
That's right.
Well, the mind muscle connection is like so real. And I feel like if you can visualize how you're going to look, it's so much easier to get there.
So the term muscle memory comes from the actual connection of the two.
The muscle
It's
and
about
the mind.
it's a whole whack of things. Muscle memory is
things.
not just
Not
one.
just-
Oh, my muscle remembered. No, man, we're talking like
Totally.
on a deeper level than that.
Yeah.
That
Oh.
you muscle memory. Like
You must, well, your mind is so powerful, right?
Yeah.
And especially when you're working out, like the word, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the mind muscle connection.
you could say it like that too, and it would still
Right?
mean the same thing.
But like, it's like, yeah, when it comes to working out, if you are just working out at the gym and you're on your phone and you're just like doing a couple curls, like your mind is not connected to what you're doing.
Thank you. That's where I was going.
That's where you're going.
Yes.
And so
Eventually, it's going to lead back up to working
getting
out.
that.
Yeah.
And when you are not actually thinking about what you're training, like your mind is not thinking about that muscle, it won't actually change. Like I've seen people that go to the gym, I swear, for years and years and years. I always see them and they don't change. And I'm like, what? Because you're
Isn't it weird when you see that guy at the gym that is there every day? I'm like, bro, how am I in better shape than you, man? I seen you 7 months ago.
I know.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you say genetics, but I really don't believe that. I believe that guy's mind is not at the gym. That guy's just
Genetics. I feel like genetics do play a
Really?
big role as well. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen it.
You can feel it in your mind, like when you're working out.
Yeah.
And you're
Yes.
visualizing yourself doing it.
Yeah.
There's a different feeling.
There's a
in your
difference when you
There is a
actually put your
different
mindset there.
feeling.
mind thinking about it.
They say
Yes.
if you work out without weights and you put your mind
Yes.
to it, like I'm curling 75 right now. That's the most I can curl, maybe 2 or 3 times, but I'm visualizing doing it. I
Yeah.
feel like I'd go upstairs and I'd be like, wow, I feel a little.
You feel it because your mind is thinking.
Yes.
You create
You
in your
can
head.
you can do anything in your mind, and until
Yes.
we achieve that as human beings, we're gonna still have to use materialistic things. Like if we can design our mind where it can work beyond 10%, let's say or the 8% or
Yeah.
whatever genius was at. But let's say we're at 99%. I bet you wouldn't have to drink water. In your mind, you've
In
drank
your
water.
mind.
In
Yeah.
your mind, you've had this conversation. Now you're existing as a spirit, as a light in the universe. I feel like that's like you go from material to accomplishing there's something waiting for us on the other side. And the longer we outlive our presence on earth, it's like overstaying your welcome at a party.
Totally.
I feel like there's much more that's coming that we can't even comprehend. But
Yeah.
when we get intelligent enough,
Yeah.
things like this, it's all
It's
materialistic.
crazy. Yeah.
I don't know where we were going with that.
I don't really know where
but
that went, but
that
we're
was a
talking
complete
about
mindfuck.
muscle connection.
Yeah,
with working out.
we're
Yes.
talking about muscle memory, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's all about like focus. You know what I mean? Like
We're talking about thinking at the gym, and
Yeah.
I know, but if you can only think about that one thing and then not concentrate on anything else, because they kind of just overlap. Like you working out and other people and lights and colors. If it's just that one thing,
Yeah.
you're just lifting that, then that's all you're gonna do. It's like say a woman, like there's those stories of a woman and her car is flipped over and her kid's inside. And she's like 45 years old, but she flips the car because that's all she's just focused on.
it's the absolute necessity to do something. I was watching a murder investigation yesterday, a closed case from like a year, 3-4 years ago, actually, a long time ago. But they mentioned that the prosecutors were asking this guy, this criminal, how did you lift your friend's body? This guy shot his friend in the head at a lake to marry his wife. So him and his wife planned this whole thing where they get money from his death and then they would run off and get married. And this guy, after years of holding it in, came out and gave this talk about it. And he mentions this whole thing, and the prosecutor says, how'd you lift your friend? You're much smaller than him. Like from the lake into your truck, you're by yourself, because they're trying to figure out if somebody else was involved.
Yeah.
What if the chick was helping him out? But they believe they did. He said he did it on his own. So he goes, I don't know what happened. When the adrenaline's running through you, it's like being in war. I just knew I had to get his body out of there and into my truck. Hence the story you just gave about the lady with her son. She can, I bet you my mom could lift a F-150 off of me. Like she'd be like, I feel like she'd be fucking crazy enough to just like do it in the mind.
Moment, right?
Holy.
Yeah.
So I believe we haven't yet accomplished anything in the terms of what our mind can actually do, but I feel like that's happening elsewhere.
It's happening.
That's happening
Like,
after
you have to
death,
be-
after you've learned it's stages that you go through in this universe.
But I feel like some people just don't even think about that level of thinking either.
No,
They're
you
just
can't. You're so distracted.
I know.
That accomplishing it is being a guru at something, is
Yes.
dying with wisdom, because that's the next. I feel like life is just a level in the universe, that the universe is actually what we're living. Life is just a stage of that.
Yeah.
There's the afterlife. There's a
You never
spiritual
know.
realm. There's the crossing into the black hole. There's lots of things that are yet to be accomplished, and it's fun being at the beginning stages of everything where this shit matters. You know,
Totally.
like materialistic things. I'm saying.
Yeah, but it really doesn't.
So, are you still taking CBD?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I still
So you definitely recommend it.
highly recommend it.
Thank you, Chris.
Like, I
appreciate
mean,
it.
obviously it's used for so many different purposes. But I noticed that myself, like that's what happened when I took it. And that's exactly why I took it to begin with, was to increase my white blood cell count.
And how do you feel?
I feel great.
In what way?
I have energy. I mean, it's not like I felt bad before. Like now that the number's up, it's not like I'm like, oh, I feel like a totally new person. But I feel like when you have low white blood cell count, you know, you can get sick more often. I haven't really been sick as much, you know, so I feel
So
great.
it allows you to do more things.
Yes.
So back to the conversation we were having, to do things to put you at a different conscientious level where you're more confident. Something's changed, whether it's taking the CBD or getting something done or putting on makeup or changing your hair color.
Or working
Something
out.
happened, or working out.
Yes.
Sorry, that should be fucking top of the list there. And I just went right by it.
You're like all these, and
Yeah.
then maybe work out once in a while.
But all that stuff, you do it to better yourself. So going back to what we were saying, do whatever you need to do to get shit
Yes.
done. So you recommend CBD?
Yeah, I would definitely.
Okay, because I tried a little bit of it with Chris.
Okay.
When I did an intro at Nate in front of a bunch of students, and I took some CBD.
Okay.
And I immediately felt better.
Really?
It took about, how long did it take, Chris? 45 minutes?
With the tincture, it takes like 5-10 minutes, and with the pill, it takes like 45 minutes. He took the pill, so it's 45.
That's funny because I don't notice I feel any different when I take it.
You know what it does? It targets specifics to you as an individual. So like whatever you need to be done in your body. So like white blood cells,
Yeah,
anxiety,
it's targeting
anxiety,
that.
depression, stress. That's what it does. For
So
you.
Chris is saying
Yes.
that it targets different things about different individuals. Like it targets specifically certain things that one might feel more alert, one might feel more energetic, whatever
Whatever you need
the
it for.
levels are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. No, I'm excited because I feel like it'd be a good start to
Yeah.
January.
It's great. I mean, it's crazy how it's just come into the market. I mean, people have been using it for years, but now obviously like marijuana's legal
It needs
now.
a term. It needs a brand. It needs a bottle. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, I see it more. It needs Instagram. It needs Facebook. You want your
has
product to get out there? I haven't
Oh,
heard
it
of it
needs
because I haven't seen
everything.
it on Facebook or YouTube. Not on Channel 4 News.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no more channel nothing. I don't.
No.
I don't flip channels. Thank you. I don't flip channels.
No.
You know, it's if you're on my Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, I know what the fuck's happening in
is
your
where
world.
everything
Otherwise,
is
bro,
now.
maybe Twitter, but I'm not even a Twitter person.
No.
Snapchat, can't do it, man.
Instagram.
I don't recognize
Oh,
any
yeah.
of you guys on Snapchat.
Snapchat is
I see you in real life
creepy.
and I just picture dog ears and a big tongue and I just don't get it. No, seriously.
Yeah.
I just, that's why I don't do Snapchat. It's just too much
There's too much
going
going on.
on.
There's too many-
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can go from the stories on Facebook to Instagram life, but when you're Snapchatting, it's a bit much. It's the level of communication becomes only a picture and I can't communicate through pictures. Yes, I'm an artist. Yes, I like to paint, but I'm not trying to communicate through a picture. I'm trying to create it. So for me, if
Yes,
it's not created
different.
naturally, it's just always there. It's like Tony Robbins, what he said about gambling. He goes, if you just made it easy for a gambler where they won every time, I bet you there'll still be some people walking around complaining about them pulling the handle on the VLT machines. Like, every day I got to come here and collect money like this. You'd be like, you complaining about winning all the time? Because
Totally.
that challenge isn't there. The mystery isn't there.
No, when you have it
you've
every
lost that
day.
taste for life when that
Yes.
kind of shit happens. So
Yeah.
everybody needs that. But it's, you told me you've seen Tony Robbins
Yeah, I
in
did.
Vancouver.
Yeah, Power of Success.
You
went
know
to-
how long he's been around for?
No.
Tony's been around since the 90s. I was listening to Tony Robbins in the 90s.
Wow, you just aged yourself a little bit.
No, big time. Big time. Yeah, we used to have meetings where me and three guys, and we're very young, so his dad would put it together downtown. We would have meetings about Tony Robbins in the morning and do his program. And we're on day 1 and day 2 and
Yeah.
we write our notes. It blew my mind the other day because he was here last week, about this in Edmonton. And I knew what to expect. I've seen his videos. I've seen his lectures. This was definitely for people that don't know about Tony Robbins. Because if you know about him, God bless him. It's a positive message he's putting out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like guys, such as Jordan Peterson. These are all positive things that they're putting out into the world. So you'll never put them down for that. You can never look down on them. You know what I mean? But it was funny to me because I had seen and obviously heard and did his programs years and years ago that it's so similar. It's still
what he was-
straight up
he's doing the same
about
thing.
energy. It's about, you know what I mean? It's about having the self-confidence, switching that moment in your mind and having a ritual. And it's all about your habits. But it was funny because he used very similar terminology and he used the same words he used then. The only thing he did different, he said fuck a lot. Where before, the old Tony Robbins in the 90s and early 2000s, he never said the word fuck.
Really?
He was very mumble. Oh shit, you know what I mean? He was very proper. He
No,
was
he's not
very
so
well
proper.
spoken. He always will be. He
Yes.
always is. But I noticed lately, not just in Edmonton,
Yeah.
but even before, he started using the word fuck because now he's relating to the new language that's out there. Where don't be so offended. He even said it in the at the Shaw. He said because we had tickets and we went. He says, sorry for dropping an F-bomb, but don't worry, nobody got hurt. An actual bomb didn't go off. And it's like, that's funny. He would never have said that in the 90s,
No,
early
he's
2000s.
just gotten a little bit more. Yeah.
But I was blown away by how similar it was to everything I've heard. Because Chris messaged me, he goes, well, how did it feel?
And you're
What
like,
was
it's
the difference? Did you
same.
feel better? Was it worth the
Yeah.
money? I thought in my head, as much as I love Tony Robbins, to me, it wasn't worth the money. Like,
that's
believe me,
interesting.
I've wasted sorry, I don't want to say it wasn't worth the money because it wasn't even about the money. I've wasted $100 on junk on nothing. So that's degrading to them. That's not what I'm talking about money wise. I'm saying the whole, even just putting it on YouTube And going to see him live, yes, it was different live. It was more energetic, and maybe something clicked in me that'll last forever. But I felt like I've seen all this stuff before. I know Tony Robbins.
So it was very similar.
Yeah, it was everything that his videos were. So I ask you, was it worth for me to go see him live when I could have got the same information off my phone had I dedicated the 8 hours into it? Because that's how long this took. It was 8 hours, but it was 4 other speakers. So really, you definitely get your money's worth. There's so many people that you can be motivated by. Others like the speaker before Tony.
Yeah.
It's just Tony's approach for me. And I always thought this was a little too much rah-rah. And now that I saw it live, I'm like, it's confirmed. He's a little too rah-rah.
A little too much rah-rah.
But I still love him, love the message. I took a lot from it. And you're not about going there to make Tony as a friend. You're there to learn something, pick up something.
Exactly.
Pick up something, go use it in your real life. That's your job. That's what you're meant to do. Jordan Peterson says it all the time. Lift a weight, make sure it's heavy, take on some responsibility, feel alive. But Jordan Peterson's approach and his speech is a little bit more articulate, and I enjoy the calmness of him, especially because I'm a Tony kind of guy. I'm rah-rah. It's like,
you need someone to bring you down a little bit. Yeah.
So Jordan Peterson is the opposite, and I like that.
Yeah.
But still a good show, worth the money.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It felt like Pure, the dance.
It was
the dance event. Like I was like, am I at Pure here? The lights went down. I'm serious.
The rave
Electricity,
music goes
rave
on.
music, straight up rave music. Tony's on stage like a DJ.
Dancing.
He was jumping up and down.
I
Like
know.
this motherfucker just went from like this intelligent person. The lights were on him. He was talking on the mic. The room was quiet. To like dun dun dun. And it's every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, a party would start. And I get the energy level needs to be up for you to be focused. Because for 8 hours, hey, I'm coming on and these people have been here for 4 hours already.
They need
5 hours. They need to be woken up. But it's like, yo, bro, I've been here for 7 hours already. You're just waking me up. I get it. We spent 12 hours there.
Yeah, same with us.
That's too much.
That was a long day.
That was a long time. By the time Tony was finished his last speech, 12 hours into it, and he was like, let me tell you something. For those of you out there that don't think that they can do what they want, take it from me. And he's a big gorilla guy, and he's tearing up a little bit, and you can feel that he's sweating because he's been dancing all night. And you're just looking at me like, okay, man, I'm fucking done. Like seriously, I can't keep my eyes open. I'm starving. Haven't eaten anything. They had hot dogs out front. You know what I mean? But other than that, that's my experience of the show. Do I regret going? Fuck no. In the words of Tony Robbins, I would see him again and again. He's a privilege. But after 12, 13 hours, brother, I was. Maybe I should have smoked a joint. Maybe it would have kept me up because I wasn't. I was sober as a judge. You know, didn't even have a drink at lunch on our lunch break. You know what I mean? So by the time 12 hours kicked in and Tony was having those heart-to-heart conversations.
You were over it.
Exactly. In the words of Kim Kardashian.
I'm over it.
I'm over it.
But that's like not even like half. He has those other events that are like 5 days long.
Oh, yeah, man. And he feels like you're disrespect. Come on, man. 12 hours in, you're tired. We do this for 4 days with a group of 300. And it's like,
that's
all right.
intense.
That's intense. Okay.
So you definitely wouldn't go to one of his longer events.
I think I would, but I'd like to be a little more hydrated. Hydrated and full. A little more hydrated. Yeah, maybe I want a comfortable chair. We were sitting in stools, man, bumping into each other. Every time you had to move, it was like being on an airplane. It was worse than an airplane. I can probably get into seat C better than I could have got into seat 3 at the show. Oh,
man.
Yeah.
Ours was better. Ours was comfortable.
Oh, I liked it. Every time I walked by, my knees were rubbing something. I stepped on people's toes.
And all the dancing.
All night. So by the time you've done the whole walking to the bathroom 3 times that night, you've stepped on each person's toe a few times that night.
Said sorry to every single person.
Said sorry to every single. By the time the night's over, you're not saying sorry, and they're upset, and they already don't like you. So you're rah-rahing in the dim light with the lightning, and you're looking at the guy next to you, and it's like, turn to your right and shake the person's hand. Tell them you own their soul. And it's like, you want me to turn around and tell the guy next to me or behind me that I own their soul? That's what the show was.
Totally.
Tony was telling you, like, look to the left and introduce yourself, but do it in a way where your posture's down. See how that feels. You've been there before. Be sad. Be hesitant. So you have to turn around to a stranger. Thank God I knew the people beside me, but you got to look at them in the eye and be like, Like you got to pretend to meet them and then be excited. So he's
Totally.
taking you on this emotional roller coaster with somebody you just stepped on the toes of for the last 3-4 hours. And it's like, yeah, that person's definitely like,
Yeah.
yeah, I would just more comfortable seating. I could do the Tony Robbins thing
Yeah.
for 4 days if I really put my mind to it. But you can't be. I guess it's more of an executive thing when you're doing the 4 day thing.
Totally.
It's
Yeah.
not so much 4 hours.
No,
and you're
it
gone.
was very, it was crammed. And it wasn't like the Tony Robbins of any of it. There was
Exactly.
all those other speakers there too. So it wasn't just like, this is all Tony Robbins. But
That's the Shaw one. See,
yeah.
really tight seating and
Yeah, ours was comfortable. We did it at it was at the Vancouver Convention Center, and it was a lot more comfortable.
I wonder
was
if he's been
good.
attacked.
Tony?
Yeah.
I bet you he has, but he probably has a lot of security.
You know why I think that?
How come?
Because the whole show, wherever Tony was, about 15 feet away from him, there was a guy with an earpiece who was clearly security or
Really?
a bodyguard walking beside people, like literally, like
he
you
probably
could see him in all
has
the
been
cameras
attacked
and all the big
before.
screens. And I'm thinking, I get security, totally.
But this
Tony
was like
Robbins
another
has some
level.
security.
Yeah.
But this was on another level. There was a guy about 15 feet behind him the whole show. And they would take shifts and another guy would come. He had 2 by the door. But I just thought, the reason I thought maybe he's been threatened before, maybe an email, threatening email. I don't
Totally.
know. But there's a guy about 10, 15 feet away from Tony Robbins that's just constantly.
I
like,
didn't notice that.
oh man, he's 10, 15 feet away and he's always right behind him. Wherever Tony goes, and you could tell their movement is coordinated. And he's done this enough times with Tony where he knows like,
He knows
Tony's
he's gonna
walking
walk
this way.
this way,
Oh
that
yeah, it's a
way.
guy straight up. Like, and I just thought
He's probably
it was
been
over the
attacked.
top for a reason. That something must have happened to this guy.
He's worth $500 million.
That's true. The money factor comes in
Yeah.
where this guy, no, he's probably more than $1 billion.
He's more than that.
More.
Absolutely.
Oh, you just looked it up?
Yeah.
How
$480 million.
That's it? Man, I thought Tony
I thought
Robbins
more
was
than that.
loaded. Private jets. He's got, well, you know what?
That's just-
Maybe he's pulling a Trump. Doesn't want you to know
Oh, he
the
totally
opposite of
doesn't.
what Trump would do. He doesn't want you to know he owns certain things. Maybe
He might be.
I think Tony Robbins has enough control that he can they can, I don't know, maybe he can actually find it, but 480 million seems a little low because man, that guy's his biggest clients are like the president of the United States.
He's always talking about all these big names
the
that he's
Queen.
coaching.
Yeah. The Queen.
Oh yeah.
But like his
Yeah.
money goes towards a lot of stuff. Like he owns his own resort that he goes to.
That's more than
It's
480 million on its own.
It's
So
more the numbers more.
so
than
maybe
that.
his net worth is much larger than we think, but man, I would think he's close to $1 billion. I
Oh,
don't know. Maybe
yeah.
I'm totally wrong. Maybe it's like 900 million, but still.
But still,
that-
it's
that
a significant
seems-
amount.
Yes, lots.
Did you have a different experience from Oma?
Well, see,
Chris
I had,
definitely wants to know.
I definitely hadn't I've watched a couple of his videos, but I hadn't had the Tony experience before at all.
Yeah.
So I totally get where you're coming from with it, but see,
Yeah.
it was all pretty new for me. I felt
There you
like
go.
it
There
was
you go.
it was very new for me. I really liked the other speakers. I loved Tony. It was awesome, but it was really cool to get some other speakers in there too. Like
They had some cool stories,
they had some
man.
really cool stories.
That raft guy with the water and how he changed his life. And
Oh yeah.
he does backflips in his 50s. I'm like,
yeah, the
I'm like,
Phil
whoa.
Towns, the
Yeah.
investment guy.
Yeah.
We had Jen Sincero, who wrote the book You Are a Badass.
Yeah.
She's her talk was amazing. We had this other woman, I can't remember her name. She was hilarious. She was an older woman. She was like in her 60s, but she helps people with stress management through humor. So she was like wearing a clown nose, and it was like I was laughing the entire time. It was amazing. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. I don't remember her name.
So if you haven't seen it before and you're not familiar with Tony Robbins or any of these other speakers, go in there for your first time, especially it being live. It's a hell of an experience.
I thought it was an amazing experience.
So did I.
Yeah.
I'm just such an analytical person
Yeah.
where, when you watch movies and instead of enjoying the goddamn
You're
fight
watching.
scene, you're like, hey, his hat wasn't on like 2
There's
seconds
no
ago.
continuity.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like you need to hit it so out of the park with me that I'm like, wow, how did they do
Yeah.
that where I can't even tell that
Yeah.
angle's
You're
changed?
looking at all the details, right?
Exactly. Enjoy the goddamn moment. That's what I'm saying. And I
Yes.
didn't do that
You
because I was
should've.
just thinking the whole time like,
Oh,
wow,
I've
he's
seen this
still
before.
saying this.
Yeah.
15, 20 years later, you're still using the same story. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a story, and it's like this Tony Robbins telling you a story. I'm like, your story is still the same from 18 years ago.
But you know what? I
You
bet
know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
it works.
Yeah.
It's been proven. It's been,
has been. There's
tested,
so many
tried,
people
and
using
true.
it. Yeah.
You know, so I get that, but it was just I just remember thinking, wow.
Well, you know what?
You've been
if
practicing.
I would have seen someone talk, I mean, I'm sure if I go see him again, it's going to be similar experience, right? Like, oh, this story. But I thought it was a really cool experience. I thought it was a lot though. So I left that event and I was like, I can't even talk. Like I didn't even know what to do. It was so much energy and information overload.
Yeah.
It was amazing, like such an amazing experience. But it's like I didn't even know where to begin, like trying to take it all in.
Yeah.
So I wrote like notes furiously through the whole entire thing, and I look back at these notes now and I'm like, what was I even like doing? But I felt like I got a lot from it.
Yeah, we took some pens and we took some paper and pads. And stuff like
Yeah.
that. And you're writing stuff down, right?
Totally.
So as
The
it's
whole
happening
time.
with the first speaker, my
Yeah.
name is so and so, and you're like, okay, you know what I mean? Everybody's like, somebody's pen's not working. You're looking in the crowd. I'm like, hey, it's begun. Now I'm back at school because I don't do this kind of shit. So
yeah.
I read, but I'm not usually taking notes in class. Like, man, 37. How long ago was that? Long time ago.
I feel like you should always take notes.
Yes, no, I'm saying it's good to have been
Good to bring
doing
it
that,
back.
but I
Yeah.
haven't been. So I'm sitting there. We're back at the writing thing, and Tony Robbins explaining shit, and then you're like running out of room on the page. You're getting to the bottom. You're trying to sneak in little words just at the very edge, and you're like, am I going to be able to read that later?
And then you can't.
Does that email address even make sense? You're like, fuck it, and you grab your phone. You start taking pictures of the screen because everything's showing up on the screen.
That's what everyone was doing, but
And
I
then
didn't
and then
do
they
that.
would cut away from it as you're getting your phone ready. You're like, fuck, now you didn't write the note. Now you got notes, and then half your notes are actually pictures on your phone. So you got to figure that out later on. And it just seems like the whole thing was a debacle for me. I should have just stuck to the note taking.
Should have stuck to the note taking.
Or did it all by phone and had it under
Yeah.
like a new file.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was a lot of information though.
But Tony Robbins, man, he's the shit.
Yeah.
He's the shit.
Totally.
He told a wonderful story about Robin Williams.
Yes.
And he said something about Robin Williams that blew my mind. And I'm a big Robin Williams fan. But he said, Robin Williams, he went on about him. And so obviously it's leading up to something because he's telling you
Yeah.
what a funny guy he is, how many movies he did, how courageous he was when he said he wanted to do something, he did it, how much energy he put into people. And then he goes, at the very end, he made the biggest mistake of all. He didn't fulfill himself.
Yes.
All he did was do it for other people.
people.
So how does a man with as much money as Robin Williams, with as much fame, with as much fortune, with as much fans, and with as much success in movies, with two beautiful kids and a beautiful wife and a beautiful mansion at the age of, could you look that up, Chris, how old he was? But he was obviously maybe 60s.
In his 60s,
He
I
hung
believe.
himself for his daughters and his wife to find. Those are the exact words of Tony
Yeah.
Robbins the other day when he was telling the story about him.
Because he wasn't fulfilled.
And he goes, how could a man take his life like that? You're telling me that's an accident? 63 years old.
Yeah.
He hung himself. So it's amazing how much you have to fulfill yourself. So
Yes.
I might be on a weird journey sometimes, but all I'm trying to do is fulfill things that I want to do. I'm doing stuff on the side that people don't know I'm doing, but
It's fulfilling.
it's fulfilling,
Yeah.
you know? So we need to remember that. But I'm glad you took a lot away. Did it change anything from being at those seminars? Like, did you feel your weeks go by and something did change?
I think it made me focus more on like, taking the time to actually appreciate what's going on in front of me versus being
Gratitude.
I practice gratitude like every day and night. I mean, I was doing it before, but I feel like it just kind of brought it back to life for me and how much of a difference it makes in my days, like being thankful for everything. Yeah.
I don't know
So-
where to draw the line between being thankful and being obsessive, because can I be more thankful about the things I have? No doubt about it. Like
Yeah.
I'm not even close to that. I should be grateful for a lot of things. I feel very blessed. I should embrace that more. I don't as much as I should. But let's say I was the kind of guy that gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. The way Tony Robbins does it, 1,000 times a day, he says he was grateful for something. 1,000 times a
Yeah,
day,
that's
you're
a
grateful for
lot.
something. I get that. That's so cool. Like, you actually did that. Like, you must feel super grateful at the end of the day. It's 1,000 times. I might say it 4 or 5 times. I'm like, I give up. I'm tired. I got to brush my teeth. I got to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that and I respect that, but I am not the kind of person that's going to be grateful 1,000 times a day. And if I am I missing on life? Are things just going
doing
by
it
without me
too
embracing the
much.
moment?
Yes.
I'm saying, where do you draw the line? Like between gratitude and
being obsessed with it.
being obsessed.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I think with anything, like everything in moderation, like do a little bit of it.
Right? Moderation
Do
is so important.
enough of it,
Yeah.
you know, that you feel like it's enough for you, but don't get so obsessed with it that that's all you think about, because then you're going to be missing out on everything else. Yeah. I mean, that's like, well, I mean, it's like everything, right? Like, you know, when people talk about eating and everything in moderation, I think with anything in life, if you're doing too much of it, it's not good. Like even gratitude, saying something, I love something 1,000 times a day is like, that's excessive, you know? And, you know, like eating too much all day is excessive, but just eating something a little bit is not excessive. So I feel like if you're doing everything just a little bit, that's okay. But when you're doing something like everything, that's all you're doing, then that's when it becomes obsessive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's, I just don't know where to draw the line.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I mean?
it's tough. It's tough to draw the line between that, right? I feel like if something becomes stressful, that's when it draws the line. Like if you're stressed out about something,
Yeah.
like having to do something all the time, it should just feel more natural.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's powerful, man. It's anything to do with your mind or your stress. Yeah, you can stay away from the gym. Yeah, you can eat unhealthy. But if all those things are contributing to your stress is that laser that shoots right between your eyes when all these things get added up together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And to stop that laser from shooting between your eyes, you need to start eliminating some things or developing some better habits to replace the bad ones.
Exactly.
You know, because we all do it. We're
Yeah.
human. But that's a part of life. We're going back and forth. We're trying to figure it out. And before you know it, you're 80 years old and you're like, man, somebody better wipe my ass because I can't even reach back there anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Totally.
that is life. Live it to the fullest. You know, I hope people don't suffer needlessly. I hope there isn't a lot of tragedy that people have to endure because, man, Zach told me his father had passed away right when he moved to Vancouver. He was fighting cancer.
Wow.
And that, you know, I had no idea. So you don't know what people have been through.
No, exactly.
But if you can be grateful, great. I just don't know if I'm on that Tony Robbins level where I'm grateful 1,000 times a day.
1,000 times a day is a lot.
And that's just,
But
you know,
that's
and
his
he's
way.
consistent. So he's,
Yeah.
you know, he
Yeah.
even says, he goes, people think I'm crazy. I'm in my car yelling out these gratitude. You know, people are looking at me and then you pretend you're on your phone. He made fun of it. And I'm thinking in my head, he actually does this.
He totally does.
Would the world be able to handle, you know,
1,000
a
Tonys?
trillion Tonys? I don't know.
No. But that all goes back to like doing what's best for him to make him confident.
That's so true. I feel like he's living out a dream. Like he really is.
And that's what makes him happy, right? So
absolutely.
that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You had a question about my mustache yesterday. And why I have...
Yes.
yeah.
I was
Did you?
noticing that about you.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
You got it wrong, man. I was waiting for that the whole time. Remember? Shame on you, Meredith. There's a story behind the stitches I got on my face. I played hockey back in the day, and I still do, but we were playing in a men's league, and that was kind of the competitive hockey we had going on. This was about I want to say 7 years ago or something, 8 years ago, and Eddie Hallaby and the rest of
I know Eddie.
the rest of the guys in the community had organized a hockey game at Westmount Arena. They invited George LaRocque. I think he was a friend of Eddie's, right?
Oh, cool.
And we all got there, and I got really psyched up. I'm like, George LaRocque is here. He's getting ready
Yes.
to hit the ice with us. Like, come on, you know? So I'm excited. I'm like, let's do this, you know? Like, every man for himself. We get dressed. I go out there. I'm excited, and I'm on my first shift, and somebody takes a shot and goes off my stick and hits me in the face and does this cut, right?
Yeah.
And it's literally splits my lip open. And I'm like, fuck. I go back to the bench. Like, oh my God, you're fucking bleeding everywhere. Get out of here. You need stitches. So a couple of the guys saw it because I covered my face.
Yeah.
So on the bench, a couple of them noticed, and I know right away. My hockey sense kicked in. I'm like, they're going to ask me to go get stitches, which means I'm going to miss this game, which means I don't have a chance to play with Larocque. There's no fucking way. So I go to the dressing room, and I look down at my jersey. I got blood everywhere. I walk up to the mirror in the bathroom, blood everywhere. And I'm like, oh shit. I start washing my face, and I noticed the more I washed, the more it leaked. You know, when you wash it with warm water, and it was just pouring, like I can taste my blood. I grabbed the tape, the clear tape, and I put it over my mustache. So I started the tape from here, and I glued it together, right? And then I found that it was still bleeding. So then I grabbed the white hockey tape, the stick tape, and I put it over my mouth and around my neck, right?
So your mouth is basically covered like this.
Exactly. So I taped my lips shut so I can go back out there and play with Larocque, and I get to the bench. Now, only 2 people really noticed how bad it was. The rest, I just walked by them, right?
Don't notice my face. Please.
Yeah, they didn't even notice how bad it was. So when I got back to the bench, I'm bleeding everywhere, and I'm ready to go on my next shift. I'm telling my line I'm back on. They're like, oh, you're okay, man? That look like I was like mumbling. We go back out there. I'm excited. I go back on the ice, and I don't even feel it. I'm skating, and we go into a corner, and I hit somebody. I forget who it was. I think it was Tim. I think it's Tim Hallaby, I think it was. I hit him, but when I hit him with such force, like we ran into each other. You don't actually hit people in men's league or a scrimmage. I hit him, but hard enough that all the blood splattered from my lips to his jersey. He's like, the look on his face when we hit and he's seen all that blood. He's like, what the fuck? I go back to the bench like, hey man, we told you to leave. And then the 2 guys that seen me earlier like, no man, he needs stitches. So this is what happens when you don't get stitches right away. And now I don't grow hair there as much.
You know what it makes? It's unique, right?
Right? We're talking about differences. But to
yes.
answer your question, that was what happened to my face there. But thanks for noticing.
Story.
Yeah,
great story. But so you didn't get to play.
You
didn't take
no, but I got an extra shift and I got some blood on a guy, and I'm talking about it on my podcast.
I have a great story
to
go with it, right? It's all about the great stories. How
do people get a hold of you? Because we talked about everything else, but we have no idea. Meredith. People are gonna after this podcast, people are gonna be like, "Oh, Meredith is so lovely. I'd love to add her
Emily
onto Instagram."
Emily Meredith.
Right? Emily Meredith.
Meredith is my mom's name though, so it has some significance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were talking about that. But no, I'm saying Meredith. Let's get it right. People are going to be looking you up as Meredith.
And
that's not what we
Meredith.
want. So how do people find you on Instagram? What's your website?
So people can find me on Instagram at Emmy Bikini. And then my website is emmybikini.com. And I have a Facebook page too, Emmy Bikini Consulting.
And Emmy Bikini is spelled?
EMMYBIKINI.
Cool.
Yeah.
And do you have the you have the ability to take on any more clients for online coaching?
So I'm currently I'm opening up more online client spots.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to focus more on my business right now, is doing more online coaching.
Yeah.
So I definitely have lots of spots available. I'm excited because I'm moving more of my business to online versus in person. So yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's really good.
Are we going to have like a recap session sometime in the future?
Yeah.
What are we going to talk about then?
Oh, we'll come up with some good topics.
Did you have any other topics that you were talking about? Remember the ones you were mentioning yesterday?
Yeah, the fitness.
Oh, we talked about everything.
Yeah, we talked about it.
It was just such a mind fuck of a conversation at the beginning. We went off track, but we went to a cool place.
Yeah, we did totally.
And it's funny because I had to smoke some weed and early in the day. Sometimes, like I said, it takes you from being a little cuckoo to down to the basics.
Yeah.
And sometimes
totally.
This plant that you smoke sometimes brings everything to the basics, and I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Not enough of us get leveled out.
No.
A lot of us are very hardworking and go and stuff like that.
You need to level out sometimes.
Exactly. So CBD is probably a big part of that, where you don't have to smoke. You probably just do CBD by itself the way Chris does.
Yeah, no, I take it. No, I like to smoke. I like to smoke weed like at night, just to relax me and to help me get to sleep.
Yeah.
But like, no, not throughout the day. I take CBD during the day though.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, keep on that CBD.
I will.
Emily Adams, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
Always
thank you
good
for
to see
having
you.
me today.
And when you come back into Edmonton, let me know.
I will.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye, Han.
Bye.